Hello guys, my name is Martin and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4. Let's play another campaign here. Like we talked about in the last series, I want to try something smaller, I want to try something land-based, and I want to try something with a little bit more action compared to our Great Britain. And as you can see here, I have already dabbled a little bit in the Yugoslavians, which is exactly what we are going to do. It's going to be a 1936 start, like the last one, and gonna choose Yugoslavia. And the goal of the campaign is to do better than Yugoslavia did in my UK playthrough, which I'm sure we can do, because yeah, human player and all that. But yeah, they did pretty damn well for themselves. They had like a good chunk of Austria and Italy, and they just fought off Germany with well, they had some help. They had some help from the Greeks and Bulgarians and Romanians and whatnot, but they pretty much did it without any major help from like France or me or Russia or America or any of the big players. So it's pretty damn impressive. I'm gonna see if we can do something like that. I am going to play a veteran, Iron Man, and I'm going to put the historical AI on this time. So hopefully we'll have something resembling the, well, what you call the natural order of things. Like we won't have, what was that, the Netherlands suddenly joining forces with Japan, and was it with Japan? No, it was with Russia, and we had Poland just going crazy and taking land in China, and we had the Greeks landing their forces on the mainland of Japan and all that stuff. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more of a normal run here, and of course I'm hoping it won't be too normal because we plan to do some stuff of our own. So let's just overwrite that one, that'll be fine, and we'll have a go. I did start up Yugoslavia off camera, just to get a feel of what was what. And let's see if I remember any of that stuff. But I guess that was actually kind of, I don't know, a week and a half ago or something like that. But let's see. We are going to get the regular stuff. Obviously, we're going to get the machine tubes there. We're going to get some research going, and we're going to get construction. That much is pretty much given from the get-go. In terms of where we're going to take Yugoslavia, I prefer to go down the communist focus tree here. But I'm not sure we're going to need to do that right away. I mean, the political power... Yeah, actually, we might want to at least get the first one, because we want to get the communist guy from our cabinet. So I think we're going to unlock the first level here in political effort to get that political power 120. But I don't think we will be going for the next two immediately. I think after that we'll go for army effort. No, where was that? There's a one that gives me army experience continuously, I think. Is it here? I can't remember. We'll look for that. But we'll go for the political effort right off the bat and get that thing going. Naval, well, we can build convoys. I guess that's all right. I'm gonna put it right at the bottom of the queue because it does take oil, and we pretty much don't want to spend our oil on ships. We only have 3 military factories as Yugoslavia, which is ridiculous. So that's not gonna be easy. We're gonna start by building more civilians. We have 14 civilian factories, and that's not a lot. So we're gonna queue up, say, something like that to begin with, and we are going to be building many more civilian factories. I can promise you that. We have low manpower. There's nothing we can do about that. We have insufficient resources. We will look at that, but first let's see what we're going to produce. What are our needs right now? Infantry equipment. We do need a little bit of support equipment. We actually have enough tanks, but I think we have one tank regiment right there. See it here better. Yeah, one tank regiment, and we are going to take these 3 cavalry units here and change them into regular infantry, since we don't really need the cavalry. We have plenty of manpower. We do need the infantry equipment and support equipment, but we need that anyway, so let's just get started. Never mind the tank. I'll cancel that production, and I'll go 2 on infantry and 1 on support until we have that 21, which we need. My God, we're not going to deploy any troops just yet because we have manpower issues. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We do need 5 steel, which I am going to get. I think we can get it from France. That'll be okay. So I don't think I'm going to trade for that oil, because it's only going to be necessary for the convoys, and I don't care about the convoys, so never you mind. There's a surplus, and that takes care of our production oil. So we will actually still do some convoys, but it will be very slow. That's fine. Get rid of that thing. Do we need to train troops, or are you okay? Well, we have a few troops. What am I doing here? I guess we'll form you all up in an army. We'll put a general in charge. He has reconnaissance. You have movement, attack, and defense. Okay. Put you in there, and then we're gonna take the green troops. You, and you. And you can come over here. You can get the other general for a little while you exercise. Get you up to trained, at least. All right. So we're gonna try to go communist. Couple of reasons for that. I like the communist focus tree better. We have a lot of political power to pick up here. Political power 150, 200, nothing there, but yeah, 200 there as well. We get a lot of political power here, and I think that's really great. So I want to get that so we can get some better manpower laws, and we can get some better trade policies and all that stuff. That's going to be awesome. We can put a front line pretty much anywhere, doesn't matter, just so that they have something to do. As soon as we're communists, we're going to start fabricating on people. So hopefully we can go communist and start fabricating before the world tension reaches 25%. Obviously Germany will be grabbing the Rhineland here, as they always do. Light tanks, I don't care. And that will increase the world tension. Spanish Civil War, the war in Ethiopia, and all that stuff is going to make it difficult for us to do stuff, because as soon as the world tension reaches 25%, the Allies are going to start guaranteeing people and blocking all of our expansion. But we're going to try. See what we can get before that happens. You have 10, 12 divisions. You have 12 to 36. You are larger than us. We have 22 divisions. So yeah, we're not big, we're not big at all. We might be able to take Budapest in Hungary here. Hungary, Bulgaria, Albania, maybe Greece. It's quite mountainous. Those are some of the nations that we'll be looking to conquer in the early game. We'll see what happens. You can get a front line too if you want. I misclicked, didn't I? There we go. And why don't we just play at maximum speed on until things start to happen. In the early game, it's all going to be research, focus choices, and of course the build-up of our infrastructure. We'll want to build up our civilian factories first, and well, down the line we'll start building military factories, but mostly civilian stuff here in the first couple of years. I think so. It's gonna be a while. That's okay. We'll get some army experience from that. It's gonna be very slow though. Can I see how quickly experience accrues? Doesn't seem to say so. 60 days out on that. We'll finish our political effort in 20 days, and our political power is 25. Yeah, so we will have enough to hire our communist leadership, get some political power working for the communist cause. Two days, and there we are. Remilitarization of the Rhineland, just as suspected. And we choose our guy. Not the fascist, the communist revolutionary. 0.10 in communism support. We also get the event communism on the rise. I don't actually know what this event does one way or the other. Let's try and see if we can get the government to flip. That might make it more of a peaceful revolution. I'm not sure. But we'll try and see where that takes us. Now, let's see here. We can get research bonuses. All of this is construction facilities. Civilian factory, civilian factory. Infrastructure, infrastructure. Of course, the research slots here, hugely important. For that reason alone, we might go down that way. And these are all military factories, and, well, 2 civilian factories there, secret weapons, and so on. Naval effort, we are pretty much going to ignore. Aviation effort likewise, at least in the early game, and probably far up in the game. Army experience +5. I guess that's just a flat bonus, not something that you keep getting. Or we should just research stuff. We do want them, but for right now, I think we're just gonna go straight down the industrial effort tree and get some stuff going there. We will get a bonus to industrial. What's that actually? Industry. So that's this entire tab. So we can use that to get any one of these, and that'll be fine. Already at 2% for the Rhineland. It will take away on its own if nothing else happens. But the Spanish Civil War, of course, will trigger, and so will the annexation of Ethiopia. So expect the world tension to go into double digits fairly soon, maybe by the end of the year. And sometimes the Italians are fairly slow. There's the civil war. And let's see. Oops, a little bit of a lively mouse there. Borders pretty much the same way that they always are. Bilbao here declaring for the Republican, Spain, Barcelona, and Madrid, and the rest of the stuff pretty much full nationalists. So there's our research. And we're gonna go straight down here, I think, to mechanical computing. There's no reason not to. We are playing at veteran difficulty, so we are experiencing a -10 on the research. What are you complaining about? Battle plan with no units? Well, it is what it is. Military access. Sure, you can have military access. I don't really care. And we still have a big need for support equipment. I guess those infantry people that we send on from the cavalry people we sent to the infantry battalions came with a need. And also we're training, so class conflict as industrial effort. Okay, so awesome. We gain 15% popularity for the communists and a little less national unity. Of course, the unity is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? We're going to go down civilian factory first, and then worry about the military factories later. Where did that leave us? So already we are at 36%. We're going to be communists in no time at all. So that's going to be great. This is not great at all. It's very slow going. Would like to stump those guys, but we will want them to be regulars at least. Not at least. We're gonna stop at regulars. So now we have a 50% bonus here. Where are we gonna go? We're gonna go concentrated industry or the dispersed industry. Are we gonna get bombed? Well, probably. And again, we don't have a lot of factories. I kind of like this one better. The factories in state is the same. So the factory output is just less, it's half here. But we retain higher efficiency when we switch. I don't find that you switch that often, honestly. I'm going to go concentrated again. I have done so, well, I did so in the UK campaign as well. And in that campaign, it wasn't hugely important because, I mean, no one was touching UK, but this situation where we are on the mainland and we are going to get into early wars, it may be a bit more problematic, but we'll see. We'll see how strong it is once we get into conflict. You are fairly close. 32 days until our next. So that'll finish more or less at the same time as the focus. You are a regular, trained, I should say. You can jump into the main group, and you too, and you as well, I suspect. In a second, there you are. That army is gone, and we have 22 people on the front here. I don't know that we will attack Romania first. It's purely by accident that I chose them as the front line. They do have more forces than we do. Construction done. So we could go for excavation, but the thing about that, let's see here, is, well, we're doing aluminium, chromium, and a little bit of steel. But 10% greater output is like, we're going to get 15 of these and 15 of those. But we're going to get like a half more steel. So it's not going to help us a lot right now. Later, if we take some Romanian oil fields or something like that, it might be a different story. But right now, it won't really do much for us. I would like to get some synthetic oil up though, since we will need oil and rubber for tanks and planes. Is it worth it? I mean, we could never do enough oil by synthetic production. We will have to trade, and sooner or later we will want to get the Romanian oil, although that's not going to be anytime soon. Yeah, maybe not. Not gonna touch the air nor the naval tree. Reinforce rate. Radar station, not terribly important either. I will consider going for an early computing machine, but let's see here. I suppose we can get these early techs. Later on we'll be getting some research bonuses to some of these things, and I want to get the early ones out of the way so that we can use the bonus for some ahead of time stuff. I think that will be good. Get more civilian factories. Go. So that means we have 16 now. We can produce some more, but well, we have a queue which is completely full, so there's no need to rush it. 80 political power, so we are getting up there. The next advisor that we'll take, let's see. We could go for the captain of industry. That might be nice. If you're gonna get him, you're gonna get him early, right? We won't be doing much infrastructure, I suspect, but we'll be doing civilian factory pretty much, well, for a long time. So 10% boost to that isn't bad. We could also go for manpower. Changing our conscription laws. About the economy, it seems to me like it's gonna cost you 150 to go from civilian to partial or from civilian to total mobilization. So you may as well pick the one you want and then go straight for that once the prerequisites are in place. Like, for example, we have to be communist, fascist, or be at war. So once we are communist, I think we will be okay. We can choose whichever one we want. So there'd be no point in going to early mobilization, I feel. I'd prefer to go straight for the one that I want. And I'm not convinced that I will go anywhere other than total mobilization. We'll see. We'll study those modifiers a bit more in detail once we get to that point. It's September of 36. I would consider going for that. It's a quarter of a year ahead of time. I think that's okay. And there we are. Only 3%, so that's not bad. The world tension rose 2%. Interesting. Construction effort almost done. So we will be going Okay, so it's here, change in popularity of communist 15%. That's a lot. Alright, cool. So that should bring us way up there. Yeah. Construction effort 2 is done. And actually we are now the majority. So there will be an election in 38, but I think there might be a coup before that time, which we will be very happy about. I think I'm going to go straight down to the extra research slot before we start knocking out these. And at that point, we might also consider taking one of the army focuses over here to get a research bonus for some of that stuff. But they could also wait a little while. They're not going to run. They're not going to go anywhere, and we will utilize those bonuses sooner or later. So we are at 20 factories and picking up the pace. 120 almost. Communists demand a referendum. Awesome. So, is that the final change here? Political power minus 100 change and communist minus 10%. So that's trying to avoid communism. National unity minus 10% for a lot of time. No. Politics will change. KPJ becomes the ruling party. That is the communist. The Communist Party of Yugoslavia, I guess is the abbreviation. And we will gain base national unity minus 5%. So that's tanked even further. But we will become communist. And we will have a Joseph Bro Tito, which is exactly what we're going to do. So there we are. We are now communist, and it took all of 10 months. Awesome. So that means that we can start fabricating claims on people. Now we start to think about what we are going to do. If we just have a quick glance at our neighbors, well, of course, Italy is a major power, 50 to 70 divisions. We have 22. Here we only have 12 divisions. They have a fair number of civilian factories. Austria is a kind of a juicy target. You're doing the anti-Comintern pact. They can't do Anschluss until they have like 50 divisions or something like that. So actually we could check it. Anschluss, here we are. Well, they must have 550 manpower in divisions. I don't know how many men are in a division, but they're not there yet. So we could definitely go for Austria, and that might be just what we're going to do, because they're really weak. And they have, well, in total, call it 13 factories. Well, they have 17 factories, but they have more divisions. 14 to 30. We could probably take them, but would be a tougher fight. We're not going to touch Romania just yet. They have 26 to 44 divisions. They have a lot of factories. They're just too strong for us, pretty sure. Bulgaria is on par with Austria and do have more factories. And finally, Greece. Little bit stronger maybe than Austria. How about Bulgaria? They are actually a better target than Bulgaria, it seems. They have a little bit more factory capacity. And Albania, of course, is tiny, which would make for a quick war. So one thing is the manpower in the factories. Another thing we might want to consider is the where is that? Here, the resources. See, in where is that? That's in Greece. So there's chromium and steel in Greece. Also tungsten, which is good for artillery. Aluminium. We do have a fair amount of aluminium and chromium ourselves, but we would like the steel. Tungsten wouldn't be bad either. Up in Austria, we have a tiny bit of oil, some steel. So Greece seems like a good target, but there's another factor. If we want to get Austria before Germany, now is the time to strike. And I don't know how many nations will be able to take in this way before the Allies start guaranteeing left and right. We may only get the chance to get one, maximum two. So we also want to make them count. Thinking if we get Austria and Greece, we have to be happy about that. So I think what we'll do, we will start fabricating a claim on Austria. We'll fabricate for Lower Austria, I guess. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna take all of it, obviously. It's gonna. It's not costing us political power, actually. I thought that cost you political power. I guess it doesn't. Oh well. It generates... Yeah, it does generate world tension though. So we're not going to fabricate on everyone just for the fun of it. We are going to take our army as it is and set up a front line here with all the divisions attached to that army. And we are starting to fabricate. We're working on the infrastructure. We are researching mechanical computing, and that will be done in how long? Oh, we can see here 27th of June. So it's going to be like 7 or 8 months before that's in place, fortunately. Alright, well, that's going to be the first target then. Austria, then probably Greece. And we'll be off to a good start, hopefully. I'll put in a break here, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.